talk about your protogen's extended warranty. Did you know that if you don't call your protogens soon enough, they might go defective?
Keep on rocking. Baby man, little baby man, little baby man, little baby man.
Before the stream starts! My God! Oh my God! Hi guys! How are you doing? Welcome to stream! Oh, sorry, the VTuber's not on tonight because I want to not run the risk of having that on with an old game running in the background too, so yeah, you're not getting it tonight. Well, depends on how you want it done. I have the Terrible British Hurricane. Anyways, couple of things I want to bring up before I start things off. First off, for those watching on YouTube, apologies for the lackluster shorts recently, but after this particular VOD goes up, I am going to re-upload, or at least they're scheduled to go out sometime after this VOD is up. So by the time you're watching this video, it may already be up by then. Who knows? The point is, they were lackluster. They were made off of clips that I made myself using a button on my stream deck that only clips the last 30 seconds, which unfortunately adds some unnecessary material to the VOD. So what I ended up doing was I went into a program called DaVinci Resolve, edited down the clips, and added a few extra bits just to spice it up. So hopefully you guys will like it. Yes, Tiny Jalen, because somebody is mean at the intro. The next bit is whee! That was for Shernio. And then second, yeah, those of you watching the stream, I know I had a secret bit redeem for 1,337, but I miss having the feeling of it. So I figured, hey, why not bring it down a notch and make you guys do it at 420 instead? So if you guys have 420 bits, you can give something special. Exclamation bit alerts for more details. Meantime, let's see who we have in the chat. If you like your name called out, please shout yourselves out. Otherwise, shout out the lurkers. Racing fan, hello, how are you? Shernio, how are you? Thank you for doing first. Who else do we have in here? We also have a Wheelie Husky. Yes, Sister Wheelie, how are you? Malachi, hello, how are you? Xylance, how you doing? And shout out to lurkers as well. You guys are absolutely amazing for stopping on by and showing that support. I'd also like to address 2 offline calls as well. Thank you so much to Cookie Fox 621 and Xavier Joran. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that last name, but welcome guys to the Blueberry Barker Squad. Last time we were on Journeyman Project 3, we discovered that Agent 3, Michelle Vassard, had caused a temporal rip in the time stream that could have caused a lot of damage. A message from Michelle in the past, particularly a destroyed Atlantis, reveals that the jumpsuit she abandoned was the cause of the time distortion wave, which ended. She did leave behind 3 pieces of time code throughout history, which resulted in us discovering the destructions of Atlantis, Shangri-La, and El Dorado by mysterious aliens who later on we discovered they were protecting us. They were ancient aliens, the in-game modern day Sorolans, also discovered another race called the Quoth.
The Lost, they were bad. Oh, goodness. Hey, I'm back. Thanks. Also discovered a race called the Quotha that the Sorolans were battling over those 3 periods because they were trying to battle for the birthright of time travel, the Sosequi legacy. The legacy of time, as is the title of this game. So what do we end up doing? We theorized that because the attacks were centralized across the individual temples of the individual time periods, that our Sosequi legacy pieces would end up in those individual places, even a day before the destruction. So what Gage Blackwood, Agent 5 of the Temporal Security Agency, or in this TSA, does is he decides to go back a day before destruction to retrieve the legacy. So that the intended effect of, hey, the Quotha Lost don't get their so-called birthright, but we do. And I apologize if I'm spoiling anything now, but yeah. Anyways, when we left off, we were about to use a set of clay to try and use a potter's kiln to create a gold medallion. The only problem that stood between us and that goal was that we did not have gold. And that is what we're going to start today's Journeyman Project 3 Legacy of Time with, is retrieving that gold. And for us to do that, we need to go to a different time period. I must ask chat, as we go into the game, I must ask chat, whereabouts, might I ask, would you guys say, whereabouts would you guys agree to say that you could find gold in these 3 environments? We know Atlantis is the lost continent, which held which apparently holds the gift of life. El Dorado is a lost city in South America, but why was it famous? And then Shangri-La is a lost utopia within the Himalayas. What was it known for? And that's my question to chat. Because I know the answer, I want to see if any of you also know the answer. New Zealandia, shush! Lost landmass? Oh, yeah, that's the modern day lost landmass. Because scientists keep discovering that? Yeah, New Zealandia, the modern day. Now, I hate to be that guy, but we have our... Oh, hey, look at that, our picture's back. I guess it's just because we ended up with, if you think about it very carefully, yeah, it was a glitch in the system. It was going to come back to us eventually. But anyways, let's remind ourselves of what this is. Composed of water and a mixture of common elements, this lump of clay has a symbol pressed onto it. Earlier in the gameplay, we pressed this clay onto a pot with the double axe symbol, which is on this current piece of clay. That symbol appears on the gated canal lock to the temple, the central temple of Atlantis. But for us to get access, that the only way we need to do that is to find some gold. But we're not going to be able to find some gold here. Now, because you guys didn't answer it, I hate to be that guy, but we're going to have to go a little bit forward in time and a little bit across the Atlantic to the Andes Mountains in South America, to the lost city of El Dorado for our goal. Because those of you that don't know and have not seen the movie, who here has seen the movie Road to El Dorado? Because you would know from that movie that El Dorado is the famed lost city of gold. Let's just jump. And while I do that, I gotta close my door. I guess Arthur here has something to say about this place.
Agent 3 said this city was El Dorado, the fabled lost city of gold. The legend of El Dorado grew after the conquistadors came to Peru in 1530 to plunder the Incan Empire. Driven by rumors of a gilded city whose roads were lined with gold, New World conquerors continued to ravage the continent of South America after the genocide of the Incas.
And Xylanth, our friend Arthur here, is explaining that too, but yes, it is much, much older. The key word that Arthur also said here is gold. We are going to find our gold, but where exactly is the mission that I have right now. But anyways, continuing on with Arthur's thoughts.
According to history, the name El Dorado was coined by Sebastian de Belalcazar in 1535, a veteran of the Inca conquest and founder of the capital of Ecuador. He met an Indian who spoke of a king that sprinkled his body with a fine gold dust before bathing in a sacred mountain lake. On hearing that, Belalcazar called the mysterious king El Dorado, the Golden Man. Today, we know that man as George Hamilton.
May I ask why the reference here? But anyways.
But we're not exactly blending in here, Gage. Sorry, but I don't think your gleaming smile is a sufficient disguise. Besides, a Spanish conquistador might come along and take your fillings. We need to find someone native and capture their image with the chameleon device.
And I already know where that guy could possibly be. He's actually down here where this well is, where we arrived the day after.
Judging from these fertile fields, I would say that the natives have mastered irrigation. Having seen the well system firsthand, I would guess that they're using underground aqueducts to bring water from the mountains.
What Arthur is describing here is the act of terrace farming, a very Andes-like style of, You guys get what I mean here?
What's that near the well, Gage? Is that a South American mountain sloth? Be careful, they're rabid nappers.
Hush, you! Not sure why George Hamilton would specifically be the Golden Man joke. He won a couple Golden Globes, but like, so have a lot of actors. I guess it was the first thing that came to Matt Weinhold's mind when he was reciting his lines. I did say that the devs probably knew of his comedy work and did allow him to ad-lib a little bit. I don't like how Robin Williams was allowed to ad-lib a lot of his stuff. I keep confusing with George Hamilton with George Harrison of the Beatles, but that didn't make much sense in that context either. Doesn't make sense to me either.
See those markings that carve across the mountains in the distance? Those remind me of the lines left behind by the Nazca Indians of Peru. In the arid plains nestled between Peru's Pacific coast and the Andean foothills, the Nazca left behind hundreds of mysterious intersecting lines that sprawled for miles over the landscape. The mystery of the Nazca lines was never solved. From the ground, the markings were too vast to be recognizable, but when viewed from the air, the lines form a baffling web of animal forms, spiders, birds, and dozens of seemingly random geometric patterns. Some extreme theories claim that the lines were runways for alien ships, while other authorities suggested that the Nazca had created a remarkable astronomical calendar. A group of 20th century scientists attempted to prove that the Nazca lines were too precise to have been created without aerial views. They believed the Nazca used simple flying devices, and to prove this, the scientists succeeded in creating a balloon made from only natural resources. It appears that the El Dorado people have actually mastered ballooning. They may have shared the technology with the Nazca before their untimely demise.
The ancient aliens conspiracies, I'll put it this way, Xylanth. I guess you could easily say, judging by what you said, you could easily say that the Incas were probably the earliest alien conspiracy theorists out there. And there's no... Priscillion, hello! How are you? So good to see you. How's a purple tiger bean doing?
Those balloons rise along the rope rails to the other plateau. It actually looks very safe, but before we go, let me tell you a sad tale about a little balloon called the Hindenburg.
Oh yeah, we know about that one. 1930s, used a different kind of gas to float, caught in flames during a storm. We got it. Been doing good, thank you. Hey, there you go. It's been a while since I've seen you, bud.
Greedy explorers continued searching for El Dorado right up to the end of the 18th century, cutting a bloody trail of atrocities through South America. However, none would find the lost city. Disease, dissension, native resistance, and malnutrition would eventually decimate even the most well-prepared expeditions.
And that is why they call this one the Lost City of Gold, because no one was able to find it! Until, apparently, according to this timeline, its destruction. In other words, it's gone forever! But I have a reason for being here. But before we go on, I do have a little bit of a, I'll have to come back to these in a second, but I have to do a little digging down here first. And a little bit of a guys thing here. Let's avoid talking to this guy for a second. Sleep deprived Folf. Matt, hello, how are you? So good to see you. I'm actually not sleep deprived. I'm just referencing a thing about how this morning I couldn't sleep. Anyways, I want to do a little thing here, just as a little foreshadowing. But I have a feeling that down here is where we're going to need to go for our for the artifact of this particular locale. Anyways, with that aside, I guess we don't even need to bother it right now. But we do have this.
That yellow sheet is gold leaf. Many ancient cultures discovered that gold was a very malleable metal. It could be pounded into very fine sheets that could be quickly and easily applied to almost anything to make it look golden.
Thank you for following the VOD channel, Priscillion, which is actually where this particular VOD is going to go after the stream is over. I haven't been putting all of my VODs up there, only those that I do feel deserve it, which, of course, includes JP3. But let me grab some leaf. I know I'm going to need that. Knowing that this is malleable, I have a feeling that it's going to cook well inside that kiln back at Atlantis. We don't need this anymore. I can step out, but I also don't want to time stream with this guy around. So let me go back this direction.
Gage, hold my purse. I'm going to take a picture.
I will let the audience take the picture if they so choose, and give them 5 seconds to do so. Alright guys, your time's up. I gotta go. I guess the one thing I can do is just jump back in here and go back to the other side. Priscillion, it's actually the game that I'm playing right now, Journeyman Project 3, Legacy of Time. I just abbreviated to JP3, because why not? Hey, actually, before I go, I do have one thing I want to do. And,
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? Da-da-da-da-da-da, balloon, da-da-da-da-da-da. Up and away in my beautiful... You're not singing, Gage.
is it just me, or do I think Arthur's voice is not the best? But anyways, this still isn't the side that I want. I just wanted to show off a little bit of a moment from our artificial intelligence sidekick here. And yes, guys, I hate to be that guy, but this is actually, technically AI before the notion of the modern day AI is a thing. So, yeah. Anyways, we're done here for now. I'm going back to Mediterranean, Atlantis. Luckily, we do land back at the docks where our little friend, Talos the Potter, actually departed from, which is a good sign. It's a kind of a arrival and departure point for us if you think about it. But I'm coming back in here for obvious reasons. Oh, of course I'm gonna do this. Isn't it fun to rotate the kiln for the frickin' Potter? Also, why in the fuck? Okay, thank you for allowing me to do this. Before I do anything, I do want to... First, I need my seal. Ow! Darius, hello! How are you? So good to see you. I do need my clay, but then I also remember the gold leaf that I retrieved from El Dorado, which I can now use to lay on top of our clay, which... Unbeknownst to... Okay, I guess stuff was left here. Anyways, unbeknownst to the people of Atlantis, the gold was malleable, enough for us to do our dirty work, and actually forge a medallion. And properly for once.
If I knew you were coming, I would bake a cake and learn to sing. Stop me, Gage.
Arthur, stop. Anyways.
Great work, Gage. It came out nicely. This should get us by the guard. You know, I bet we could make a fortune selling these to Atlantean college kids.
Forging medallions for the youngins. Don't they get those when they're older? Anyways. And I don't know. Reminds me of Mist a bit. Funny you should say that, Procelion, because these, if I recall correctly, this game is the same exact publisher behind the original Myst games, Red Orb. But not the same devs. The devs behind this game actually went on to make the later games in the Myst series, starting, I believe, with Myst 3 Exile. Unfortunately, I do have to guise myself as an Atlantean for this one.
What is your destination, huh?
My friend, I have a delivery to make.
The temple.
I can take you there for 10 dramoy.
There you go. Nice boat ride to calm us down a little bit.
Okay, then now. Be careful getting out of the boat.
Yes, Procelion, FMV is a natural. If you guys don't remember, I also played a game called Not for Broadcast. That is a more modern take on full motion video, rather than all of this. Because obviously, with the advance in technology, you can still pull off FMV. It's just a real work. And tools like Unity actually do allow for it, which is how Not for Broadcast became a thing. Just gotta figure out how it's done. Now, first off, before I go on any further, there's your proof that why we needed the double axe symbol, is this particular gate contains it. But now that we have our gold-plated, or emphasis on gold-plated, covered medallion, my friend, I have some wares to deliver.
Your medallion, citizen?
Here you go.
Thank you. Return to your ferry, I will let you through.
I want to try something here, guys. After I'm done with this stream, would you want me to try for an Easter egg hunt? Because I know there are a few Easter eggs in this game that kind of make some entertainment happen. And a lot of the Easter eggs you'll find in this game do, yeah. 2 missed games. I believe one of them was Mystery Exile, if I remember. And I think missed 4 as well, if we're going to go on continuity. Anyways, I'm going to shut up because the ad's playing for the non-subs, and just let this happen. They're going to miss this moment.
Okay, the lock is draining. Let's go now.
Atlantis has been history's greatest mystery. There have been hundreds of theories throughout time placing the resting place of the lost continent at the Mediterranean, the Arctic, Central Asia, South America, San Leandro, Winnemucca, north of the Pecos, Lake Titicaca, San Fino.
I'll play that again, but it is worth... I'll play that again because some of you were in ads, but it is worth noting that, yes, Procelion is correct. Mist Masterpiece Edition was also a Presto Studios creation as an attempt to remake the games. And another thing I do want to bring up as well, I believe Cyan is also working to bring the games to VR. there's already a Mist VR out there, and I am tempted to actually buy it first for my Steam Deck, and then look into the opportunity to play it in VR. But yeah. Anyways, I need to repeat what Arthur says because some of you were in ads while this was happening.
Atlantis has been history's greatest mystery. There have been hundreds of theories throughout time, placing the resting place of the lost continent at the Mediterranean, the Arctic, Central Asia, South America, San Leandro, Winnemucca, north of the Pecos, Lake Titicaca, Sun, Flagler.
Yes, apologies for those of you watching on YouTube. Anyways, I do need, I think if I remember correctly, judging from the needs of the other timeline, the other time periods to assist with our goals, knowing that El Dorado is, some stuff from El Dorado is needed for Atlantis, I have a feeling that it's going to be like a rotational style. That, first off, hi Mama, how are you? So good to see you. But knowing that El Dorado stuff is needed for Atlantis, I have a feeling that some stuff from Shangri-La will be needed for El Dorado, and consequently some stuff from here in Atlantis will be needed for Shangri-La later down the line. Kind of like a rotational kind of deal on how stuff is working. So you're not going to know exactly what is needed in here, but I did pick up at least a couple of things that we will need. However, what I can actually get is I have a bowl of oil. I'm gonna have a picture of something soon, but I'm gonna use the alms bowl actually here. But yeah, actually grabbing that water first. And then using the bowl here. It's a nice idea. Also, for those asking, oh, aren't you gonna use Arthur's light bulb? I'm taking the challenge and actually not. Because Arthur's a bit too backseaty, if you think about it, and not all of us streamers like the idea of backseat gaming. So yeah, if you could say so, Arthur's kind of the offender of backseat gaming here.
Think they have dollar slot machines here?
This isn't a casino, Arthur. I'm just saying. Ah, but this water. Let me emphasize one thing. When we were talking amongst the Resistance, when we were talking amongst the group surrounding the Resistance, one of the things that was mentioned was the flow of water inside this inner shaft. This same inner shaft is what we need to access the little hidden passage in... Funny enough, Crimson, thank you so much for the raid. How was Pokemon Unite? I was watching that earlier before I started tonight. Mods, can we please have an exclamation SO or a slash shout out for Crimson the Protogen, please? Crimson is an absolute cute bean. Yes, cute. I said cute. Hush. It was rough, but we good. Yay! Let's go. I am not into, or personally, I am not into MOBAs myself, but it is fun to watch anyways. And Pokemon Unite does look fun as a MOBA. But for those that don't know me, hello there. I am Jalen Barksy, Variety Gamer here on Twitch, where they focus on platforming, racing, and puzzle games like this game that I'm playing right now, the Journeyman Project 3, Legacy of Time, and obscure Cyan Worlds, published, not Cyan Worlds, Red Orb Entertainment, Presto Studios, very obscure game, very obscure title for PC, and one of the earliest full motion video usages. Funny story at that. And it's actually the third in a trilogy of the Journeyman Project series. I chose this one because it was just easier to work with on a stream. And if you guys like what you see and want to see more, please consider hitting that follow button. It means a lot, and you get notified of when I go live next. I don't just play, as I abbreviate it, JP3. The list of games that I do play can be found down below where it says games, and yes, that list is long.
The pipes are broken! Oh, ow! Oh, getting busy blacking out! Oh, jeez! Oh!
Of course. Also, I just saw it in chat. Can we have an exclamation beast in chat so the peeps who are in on the joke can actually see it? Yup! As a joke from a certain Angel to Fox in VR chat, yeah, apparently I've been given slack the nickname Mr. Beast. Anyways, we do kind of have a little... I do notice a doorway here that's easily able to shut the water. Let's see what happens. Yes, Raishi, that was Homestar Runner.
Nicely done, Gage. That should stop the flow of water in the secret passage.
So I will say now that we are absolutely getting closer to our end goal. And, I do have a couple of little things I can do. But the one thing I do want to bring up is I kind of need to head back to a certain location, so... my friend, I need your services again.
Where can I take you now?
Is it just me, or does our friend Kashani seem a little bit scared to be here? I think that's what it is. I'll be fair with you. We learned earlier on that this guy was actually a second-class citizen serving as a boatman. The reason why he's here was we actually asked him to be here. But he is not allowed inside the temple anyways, so he stays here and maintains the boat anyways. But I give him his very sour, sorry, but we do have to go to one more place.
The windmill.
That'll be 10 dromoi.
But yes, fun to see. Homestar Runner was the first tunes I saw in high school. That was also me as well. Actually, I was getting into high school.
Here we are. Oh, watch your step now, huh?
I was actually, in my freshman year in high school, and yes, I was actually my freshman year in high school, and I remembered that was a thing courtesy of my time as a Mario 64 / Roblox machinimist when I was hanging out with the likes of people like, for those of you that recognize the names, Flush Jerda, Mega Man 765, those people. Apparently, Frost Jerda was one of the main ones that used a bit of Homestar Runner in one of his older Roblox skits, and that's how I learned of Homestar Runner. And apparently, I'm still a hearty fan, even though not much has been put out lately, because obviously, kids and jobs, and of course, publicity. Hello? Can I just go up the stairs, please? Yes, other than the latest, the 2023 Ween tune, yes. It would have been nice to keep seeing that, it would have been nice to keep seeing them go on as it is, but of course, things do have to finally end at a point or just slow down after a while. And yeah, they are still relevant, I'll say that. It's just a strange way of thinking about it. I will comment something though after I'm done here. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna need to do that again later, but the point I'm trying to bring up is these stairs are open. Remember we were on, if you're in the first stream of this, remember we were on these steps trying to go down and then suddenly, oh hey, the windmill keeper's down here. Guess what? I could actually go up these steps. But, as unfortunate as it seems,
Please, can you come back later? I am busy tending to the windmill.
Yeah. The funny bit is, we can actually talk to the windmill keeper through the trap door. Unfortunately, he is busy at work, so, yeah. Don't think that's OSHA compliant. Seeing you around on some of 13's VRC instances, hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming on in, Blue Bottle. How are you doing nonetheless? You know, I have seen you around 13's instances as well. I have been meaning to actually send you a friend request on VRC. You can still send me a friend invite if you wish. I'll get to it as soon as I'll get to accepting it as soon as I can, though. It's just busy times do really take up a lot of my time. Now, before I go in, I am going to change my guise, because I have a thing I can do. First, let's do the captain of the boat, because he's the least likely to get his, clothes dirty.
Nice work, Gage. Now that we've dammed that river, we can get into the secret passage. After you.
I mean, it is still technically a chameleon, guys, so it's not really his clothes doing anything. It's just, let's just say they don't know it's me. They don't know it's someone else behind the guys. But anyways,
Gage, any second they're gonna turn that water back on, and well, to cut to the chase, this suit can only be dry cleaned.
I question your theories, Arthur. Ah, we've entered the inner temple, I see, and a couple of things have decided to show up. Let's just go ahead and, oh.
If you ask me, and I suppose you just did, the mural is depicting the ceremony that the olive oil woman spoke of. She told us that the Galeth floats up on a column of water and imbues the water with healing properties during the initiation rite for the Templars. The pyramid object in the mural might be the Galeth.
And I may as well read this out now. Blue Bottle Flyer, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Blueberry Barker Squad. How are you doing? But before I go any further, I do have a couple of things I want to read out, and there's this. This little thing I want to read out. What could this be? Maybe our translator could help us out.
Gage, the writing on this mural is a variant of Linear A, one of the oldest known ancient Earth languages. I'll try to
Spyro, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Blueberry Porker Squad.
We are the children of the Earth Mother. Long ago, she lived among us, protecting and teaching our people. Her power and knowledge were beyond measure. Before she left us, she entrusted our priests with the power of life, the power to heal and renew, the gift of immortality. We must honor her memory by always guarding the Earth Mother's blessing.
She lived among us? What this is talking about is Atlantis kind of has a belief in gods relating to the planets, and Earth Mother talking about the Earth itself, and what they've been talking about during this entire visit is an event during their so-called festival called what they call Kalos Kalire, which apparently, according to the olive oil vendor, describes the events of based on the words of the olive oil vendor, is apparently referring to a solar eclipse. So we recognize the bull symbol from... Yeah, we do recognize the bull symbol from our visit to Atlantis, but we do not recognize this. We do not recognize the snake, nor do we recognize this lotus symbol. We may learn about those later on as we go through time, but other than that, that's what we got.
We are the second children of the Earth Mother, doomed to be consumed by her first children, the sun and the moon. As the two enemies move through the heavens, both fighting each other for the Mother's power, the world beneath trembles from their terrible might. We know that one day they will come together and cause the dark day that will destroy our city, the Kalos Kalire.
And that is what I've just talked about earlier, the basic idea of that the solar eclipse would ultimately cause either the destruction of Atlantis or allow Atlantis their glory. Who knows? Well, to them at least, but to us, we already know it caused their destruction.
They seem to have incorporated the sun and the moon into their religion mythology. The eclipse of the sun and moon represent the day that the Cirolans and the Quo Thalas battle over Atlantis and destroy the city. Following the assumption that the Atlanteans believed the aliens were gods, the Earth Mother that appeared before the Templars and gave them immortality must have been the Sosequi, posing as their Earth deity. The symbol in the middle of the mural must represent the artifact of life that the Sosequi aliens entrusted with the Templars.
Blue Bottle, this is not the only point and click that I've ever actually played. Riven, the sequel to Myst, another Red Orb property, later Ubisoft, and actually a Cyan Worlds property. Quite literally. That was another point and click I've played. I've also played, as expected, I've played Myst. I've played, some of you Homestar Runner fans will also know that I've also played Homestar Runner, Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people. Recently just finished Dangerous, the Rumisode Triangulate. And then there's one you guys probably don't know There's one you guys don't know, and that is a community member of mine also gifted me recently a game in the Through Abandoned series, the third game in that trilogy, The Refuge. And I wasn't really excited when I played the 2 hours in that. Happy Ace Attorney release day. Nice, Foxy fan! Have the game and there's so much awesome extra content alongside the games. Nice, I'm not interested in Ace Attorney though. But have fun with it nonetheless. I do know you like the games. Now, hello? Are you who are we seeking?
Who are you? Why are you here a day early? No, this was not the plan. Go back. Tell them I will deal only with Padros.
All right, sip, sip, guys. Stay healthy. Pots reminded me. Tasty.
Either he's one of those trendy young Elliot Sinclair impersonators, or Saros is Elliot Sinclair. But from the looks of his outfit, I'd say he's an important guy around here. Something about being a Templar allowed him to live until your time. Thousands of years later. Think it's something in the tap water?
I would not be surprised if the water in this time period allowed Mr. Sinclair to live up to, I think the current year, according to this game, 2329 it was, allowed him to live up to that point. It wouldn't be surprising nonetheless. But there will be reasons for it. I'm also really surprised that I could actually change guises here. But let's try and let's see if this guy can be phased with someone else.
Have I not made myself clear? I will speak only with Padros.
No more messing around. He wants Padros the beggar. Old friend, I am here.
Padros. I'm glad to see they agreed to send you. You know, seeing you again brings back the good times we had during initiate training. That is until... Well, I wish I'd had the courage back then to stand with you instead of biting my tongue and grudgingly accepting the Templars' insular views. I was a coward.
Hi, Mama, how are you? So good to see you. Also, don't you guys already feel a little bit sympathetic for Saros/Sinclair right at this moment? Don't you guys feel a little sympathetic about it? Anyways.
Yes, their views were very, insular.
Yes. And you were absolutely right. The Gaelith does not belong to the Templars. It was meant for everyone. What right do they have to determine who should or shouldn't receive its healing grace? And despite great risk to yourself, you stood by your beliefs, even though it would mean at the very least giving up an opportunity you had waited your entire lifetime for.
Now this rings a lot of backstory.
Opportunity?
The opportunity to commune with the Gaelith. To find out if you were worthy of its most precious gift. Eternal life. But now you shall have your chance. I will not stand in your way. I hereby renounce my title of Guardian Templar. I haven't the stomach for it. But before I go, you will need this. It will no longer serve me.
Interesting.
What will you do now?
When I became a Templar initiate, I truly believed the Order was my life's calling. But I now realize that I cannot do the world a service by sequestering the Gaelith from those in need. I have been given a gift, and it's time I use it. I can help others, share with them the teachings of the Earth Mother. Her blessings were meant for all. Your courage has helped me to see this, and now I must call upon my own to find my way. Good luck, my friend.
I am in shock right now. We now see the connection between the Guardian Templar Saros and the famed inventor of time travel, Elliot Sinclair. That man and the man who passed in the present day are one and the same. That man had a gift. He held on to it for thousands of years, and his time had finally come much later in life. It would be surprising that even at that timeline, not many people would know of such claims. It wouldn't be surprising to keep that much of a secret for that long. Anyways, enough dilly-dallying. I have a thing to do.
That's not exactly a Casio, but it looks like some form of mechanism that tracks the passage of time. That must be what a moon meant by a clockwork device. See those prominent representations of the sun and moon? This device is measuring the movements of the sun and the moon through the sky. Call me crazy, but clearly this contraption could count like a clock to constitute a clever cosmic calendar. Capiche?
If so, then I should be using this lever over here to possibly maneuver it? Or maybe this little contraption that Saros gave me, the sun disk, could be useful. This gear-like metal disc has the symbol of the sun emblazoned on its face. Emphasis on gear. This could fit. Oh, and it does! Let's do this.
Every clock needs some sort of stored energy to keep accurate time. I don't see a giant rodent treadmill, so I'd say this calendar clock is powered by measured volumes of water.
Okay, so we do hear a noise now from it, and we do get our sundial back. But of course, this also means something opened up. I shall go and see what it is, but that also means going this way and figuring out what's up here. I don't hear it. Now, when we did do that, I actually didn't hear much of anything, so yeah, there's this. But look at that! From a secret passage underneath the windmill to the inner workings of the temple, and now out of the temple. Here we are. Just one more thing left to do. If we remember, a column of water rises where the so-called Galeth, or to us, the Sosequi legacy, emerges. The only thing left we need to do is to get this water flowing. But before I do that, ad break. Welcome on in, Moiety VR. How are you doing? So good to see you. I like the reference to the name, considering I've actually finished playing Riven a few months ago. Actually. And I'm actually following up with this particular game, which, funny enough, if anybody remembers the 5-disc copy of Riven, this game was a demo hidden within the game itself. And unfortunately, the segment we're in right now is not the segment. We already passed that segment. Which, of course, involved creating this, the gold medallion. When I initially brought it to the Temple Guard, I initially called it a gold-plated medallion, but I don't think that's what it originally meant. Anyways, one final act, and we have our goal.
Brilliant work! Looks like your water clock repair correspondence class has finally paid off. Let's grab that rock and get out of here.
Alright, it is ours. Let's yeet on out of here.
I can feel Sosikwi energy flowing from you. Show me what you have found.
This object was sheltered in one of the temples. Could it be the legacy?
Yes, this is a relic of the Elders. It bears the mark. The other inscriptions are very complex. I will attempt to translate, but my knowledge of Sosikwi is limited. We discovered long ago that several old Earth languages were actually primitive dialects of Sosikwi. This is only a part of the true legacy. The inscriptions speak of 3 vessels piously guarded that hold the powers of the legacy. This is only one, but Gage has given us hope.
Did you find objects like this in the other 2 temples?
No, I haven't searched them completely yet.
I briefed the World Senate on what's been going on. They lifted the suspension and have given us full sanction to search for the legacy. You must understand, Ambassador Yosala. TSA protocol requires that only agents stay in the command room.
I understand, Commissioner Baldwin. If you need our assistance, you need but to ask. I will devote all my energies to slowing the advance of the Quotha-Loss.
Dalton, I want you to pore over every molecule of this thing and run these inscriptions to our language database. We need information.
I'm gonna need someone knowledgeable to help me analyze this. Not to question your judgment, sir, but you just kicked that someone out.
I need to know who I can count on in a crisis. The only people I can fully trust are my agents.
Bring Michelle back. She's an expert linguist and historian.
Agent 3? She's a criminal, what's worse, a traitor. She captured and imprisoned you, remember?
No, I don't. That memory was erased. But she did give herself up to give us this chance. Put her under house arrest. Do whatever you have to do, but bring her back. We need her.
I can't do this alone.
Very well. I'll release her. But if she slips up once, she's history.
I think she might surprise you. I'll be back when I find another of the artifacts.
You should know. The Cathalas have entered Symbiotry's space. They are ignoring all other planets and continuing towards Earth. It is doubtful the Symbiotry defenses will slow them. Time is now our enemy.
Did you know the chameleon suit used for filming is on display in San Diego at the University of California, San Diego Library? Still, that is something I did not know. If I can find a photo of it online after the stream, I will consider posting it to my Discord. Thank you for informing me.
Now I'm sure you're the only employee here. You're like a night watchman named Pops who comes around once in a while with a big ring of keys to make sure all the shiny metal things here still beep and look pretty. No one here to send us off again. It's not like I'm asking for a big goodbye party or anything, but a little appreciation would be nice. We're risking our necks here and... What? You got a get back soon card from Agent 3? Well, whoop-de-doo, Mr. Popular.
Oh, of course. Anyways, our next destination could theoretically be El Dorado since we've already had a little bit of a start on it. However, there is one other place we haven't completed, and we do need this particular time period for El Dorado. So, I'm gonna go there now to the Himalayan mountains and Shangri-La. Emperor Delta, how are you? So good to see you. Mr. Beast, are you serious?
There's the Tibetan monastery we saw spilled all over the ravine. I have to say, it looks much better erect than wrecked.
Okay, as a furry, I kind of... Okay. Heard that wrong, but I think you get the picture. Yes, it is the flying triangle Dorito himself, Emperor Delta.
Here, Swiss Miss grows only the finest hot chocolate beans.
Now, our destination for what we need to do briefly here is actually across this bridge, but before we do that, I do have to go over here and, this guy. My friend.
In all likelihood, that human roadblock is a Buddhist pilgrim, and from his ragged appearance, he endured a difficult journey to reach this place. The pilgrim seems overwhelmed with reverence. Maybe he saw you coming and thinks that you're the great chameleon god, descended from the heavens. Tell him that you demand a large sacrifice of bugs and insects.
By the way, if Moity's still here, yes, I am very well aware that Matt Weinhold actually was permitted a lot of ad-libbing during recording. Hold on. Arthur had a thought and I completely missed it. What the fuck? Oh, here it is, here it is. I just saw it! What the...
That white lawn ornament beside the path is called a chorten. It's a sacred monument that marks a path to a holy place. According to religious lore, sacred items or the remains of holy people are placed within them.
Alright.
Come to think of it, that temple building across the ravine looks as if it was built in the shape of a giant chorten. Maybe I'm being terribly Freudian.
I kind of have the feeling that Arthur had a little bit of innuendo work here. The furry weekend, yes, I heard, Romo, you're going to FWA. How are you doing, though? So good to see you.
Look at the ground on this side of the bridge, Gage. It's green. Some technology is keeping ice away from this side of the mountain. This culture must be advanced. They have invented the Zamboni centuries before its time.
Not necessarily the Zamboni, but I think I have an idea of what Arthur was trying to get at here. Some kind of device that kind of melts away snow. Spyro the Dragon, Flyer the Cute Buggo. Yes! I know a few other people from Crimson's Raid were also here as well, so there's that.
Now this is interesting. The walls on this building are partly made of a slightly translucent paper to allow sun to pass through. It reminds me of a greenhouse. A greenhouse in the Himalayas? Isn't that like looking for an ice needle in a butter haystack on a very hot day? I don't think I've quite mastered this simile thing yet.
You'll get it soon, Arthur. You'll get it soon. But yes, the one thing we do need is this knife right here. I am also going to take liberty in grabbing the other thing that's in here, that little map. We'll need that for when we come back to this time period. We won't need it for the other time periods, though. Just a little leisure. Inferno, hello, how are you? So good to see you. Hugs to you as well. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I actually know of one way we can go, actually. Instead of going out the door, I'm actually gonna go this way. There is a grate here. If I remember correctly, we go down here and we can actually learn how this is actually done. Uh-oh.
These must be the roots for the tree in the greenhouse. They look a little sickly to me.
Oh, we're gonna find out what the issue with the tree is later.
Gage, don't panic, but we may have stumbled into a Turkish prison.
Do I expect you to leave this steam tunnel?
No, Agent Blackwood. I expect you to die!
Is it just me, or was that a James Bond reference? I swear that's a James Bond reference. Someone correct me. Hello? Okay, thank you. Yes, Goldfinger. Blue Bottle, we might actually hear another Goldfinger reference coming up, if you think about it. So yeah, if you didn't see it, that's a fire pit that was in there. Apparently, one of the big things behind the lack of snow on this side of the mountain was because the people of the Himalayas, especially this lost city, actually used those to keep snow away. And that particular one, especially near the greenhouse, particular design choice there. Just to, if you think about it, just to keep things warm in the greenhouse. But anyways, I will need to come back here later, but for now, back to South America for this one. To El Dorado we go. And by the way, you'll see what we'll be using the knife for in a bit. So before we go on any further, I kind of want to do a thing. Go in here for a bit, right? There's the basket we so frequently use the day after this particular day to get high up to find that time code. Anyways.
I think if I had a nose, I'd be holding it right now. We're in a stable of some sort. Some advice? Step gingerly while we're in here.
I am gonna have to step out, though, because we're not needing anything in there. But anyways.
Gage, I don't see this town on our map. Why don't you ask the nice man sharpening the large scythe for directions?
Very well, I shall do that. Anyways, hello.
Acheo, there you are. Son, I can tell by your drooping eyes that you were sleeping. Were you out late last night visiting the shaman again? Remember, you have many chores today. Harvesting the crops that Doawalpa provides our people is hard work. I cannot do it alone.
First off...
What is a Toahualpa?
Doawalpa is the greatest of the 4 elemental spirits. She is the earth, the strength of stone, and the wealth of soil. It is she who causes the ground to be fertile and the crops to grow. Next time you see the shaman, ask him to teach you more of the spirits.
So apparently, from what his words are, this particular culture worships the elements, in a way.
Father, what does the shaman do?
Lately, I would imagine that you know him better than I. Anyhow, the shaman is the one who speaks to the spirits. Son, I know you have been going to see him. It is good that you are interested in the stories of our people. But I cannot reap Toawalpa's bounty alone. I need your help. Don't worry. I'm not forbidding you from seeing the shaman. Just tend to your chores.
Yes, Father.
Goodbye, Father.
Acheo, I'll see you at dinner. And don't take any more naps. You've daydreamed enough for today.
Children. I mean, to be fair, yes. Let sleeping children sleep, mind you. I mean, of course, even I, as a youngin', even knew, yes, my parents did have chores for me. Oh, but before we go on, there is one person I can actually... Well, before we do that, though, there is one person I can, speak to these two with, and that is my friend Scribe. But that we also took care of earlier. But before we do that, though, son?
Good morning, Father. I was taking a short nap, but I'll be up and at those chores very, very soon.
Son?
Why haven't you done your chores yet, young man?
I couldn't sleep last night. I promise I'll do my chores, Father.
Goodbye.
Bye, Father. I'll have those chores done before dinner.
Yeah! You do that, son. Oh! What the? Okay! Someone explain that sudden sleep motion to me, please! Someone! Please! Also, someone please clip that.
Not a very active child. Better check his pulse. And while you're at it, check his clothes for loose change. He's dead, Jim. Watch this, Gage. I taught him a new trick. Ready, boy? Play dead. Good boy. Now roll over. He's still asleep? What did he do? Hit the snooze bar on his sundial? Since he's asleep, I've got a gag.
Oh, no.
Warm up the well water and put his hand in it. This kid must have a degree in narcolepsy.
Anyways.
I was just about to get to my chores. Oh, good morning, sir. If you're looking for my father, he's over by the llama pins.
Tell me about your father.
My father is Haku. He harvests all the crops on this mesa. I think he is the busiest man of our village.
By the way, that was, by the way, that's actually said, ha cool. Don't get any bright ideas.
Goodbye.
Bye, sir. I hope I was helpful.
And he's at it again, I swear! Some people. Yeah, there is one more thing I can do.
Greetings. It has been many months since my son and I have felt the blessing of your presence on our farm. I suppose we've all been busy. How may I help you?
What kind of farming do you do on this plateau?
For generations, my family has maintained the wells and farmed the terraces to grow the maize and other vegetables for our people.
See, I told you, terrace farming.
Tell me about the terraces.
You are curious today. Generations ago, the element spirits shared the secrets of the land with the first farmers of our family. Toawalpa taught them to cut into the rock and level the plateau. They learned how to grow crops on the terraces. And to this day, our family still works the same fields.
Tell me about your wells.
The icy blood of Alawaka flows from the mountains, fills our wells, and gives life to our crops. The great water spirit showed the farmers long ago how to build the aqueducts that would carry the precious water to our thirsty fields. With the secrets of Alawaka and Toawalpa, water and earth, we have made this barren rock fertile.
Tell me about your son.
Acheo is a very bright young man. But he gets distracted too easily. Lately, he has been dodging his chores to see the shaman. Still, I can sense a great man in that young boy.
Bah! Just as we saw him snoozing every time we turned the fuck away from him, every time we talked to him. There's a connection here.
Forgive my intrusion. I'll leave you to your work now.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate the visit. Oh, and if you see my son, remind him that he has chores to do.
Secretly, I'm one step ahead of him, but noted! I know I said this earlier in the stream, but for those that are asking why aren't I using Arthur's light bulb, I hate to be that guy, but Arthur's a backseater. I'm not gonna go into that detail. But here's the deal. You could also say, oh, if you go into the game settings right in here and set up Arthur's comments. No, this refers to the thoughts. This refers to Arthur's thoughts. Not the light bulb. I mean, honestly, if German Project, the German Project series as a whole actually did get a remake, I would love to see the hint system kind of reworked to be like, do you want to have that much hints or less hints? Instead of just editing Arthur's comments like that. Tell my son that he's a useless, lazy bum. That's what my parents have told me all those years. Gotta get going. Blue Bottle, you have yourself a wonderful night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please take care of yourself. Now, before I step in here, I do need to, change, guises. But before we do that, before we go to him, I may do a little story here.
The pictograms surrounding the mural speak of the great story and the first shaman. He was instructed by the spirits of time and space to hide one of the 3 totems of tremendous power from the fury of their powerful children, 2 winged brothers. To aid him with this task, he called upon the power of the element spirits. They showed him a secret place for the totem. Once the totem was hidden, the shaman bade the spirits to guard it, and they have ever since.
So I'm getting a couple of theories just from this. First off, 2 winged brothers. I have a feeling it's the same 2 opposing alien forces that we saw a day after this particular moment in time. The Sorolans versus the Clothalos. What we're talking about, the totem here, it might be the thing we're after. Think about that for a minute.
The pictograms on this mural speak of the conclusion of the great story. Many generations after the first shaman secured the totem in a secret place, the spirits of time and space would beseech a young warrior to save the totem from the brothers, return to claim the totem. However, the warrior would have to overcome the element guardians protecting the totem. The rest of the mural is unfinished, Gage. I assume that's what the scribe is working on now.
We might be able to experience this moment later, but judging from what I'm seeing, I might have some theories, and I'll share them as we go. But let's talk to the scribe first.
Who's there? Ah, a Chael. Well, I suppose I can take a few minutes of rest. What can I do for you, boy?
Sir, may I ask?
What are you working on?
Normally, I would be working on my pampas on a beautiful day like this. But today, I have the honor of finishing a story that has not had an ending for many generations.
Before I go on with the story...
Pampas? What do you mean? I think you're quite modest.
No. The pampas. The vast plains far below the plateaus of our city. All the stories told to me are recorded onto the pampas. Imagine the sprawling flatlands below us as a great canvas where I draw the histories of the world.
He's referring to the Nazca lines that Arthur was talking about. Essentially, creating images that could theoretically be seen from the sky, ?
How do you draw the histories?
With the help of the aviators and their balloons, I trace symbols and shapes across the face of Tolhopa, the earth. Each form and pattern, every line all have meaning, revealing the secrets of history for those that stop to listen.
And exactly as he said, it is the idea that the aviators are assistants in the matter, which is why the Nazca lines exist.
Who tells you the stories?
The shaman. He dreams his visions in the ritual of seeing, and then he confides to me what he has seen, so it can be chronicled for all of our people. You know Ualqua, our shaman. Ask him about such things when you see him again.
You know what's funny about the editing while this ad is happening? Those of you that are subscribed, you're getting this exclusive. And those of you that are watching the YouTube VOD, this is actually after the stream has happened, but you're still getting this anyways. Imagine... Now, that might look... Think about this for a minute. When you're editing a game, right? When you're editing a game, you gotta understand that sometimes the right cut matters. When a player notices a very big cut like that, you know someone at your business may have done something. Unfortunately, with a game like this, it has actually been a few years, and even though this has not been fixed, it's not something that can go back with modern technology and actually fix. Because, let's face it, maybe some external forces may have caused some things to get lost behind the scenes, and there's no way that can be fixed. That's something that was on my mind in actually seeing that. So there you go. Make sure the right cuts are made. That's all I'll say to any developers hearing this right now.
Tell me the story.
It is the oldest story known to us. It is a long tale, Achael, and unfortunately I do not have long to tell it. You see the shaman often. Ask him about the great story when you see him next.
Why has the story never been finished?
All of the past shamans of our people have seen visions of the story, but the spirits have never revealed the ending. It has been unfinished for generations. But soon, we will know.
Goodbye.
Thank you for the visit, Acheo.
I must emphasize something based on what I've heard. The ritual of seeing the visions of the future. This is giving me the impression that the people of El Dorado were gifted from the Sosequi the gift of time and visions of both past, present, and future. Why am I saying both? That's not sensible in this case. Anyways.
I am sorry, Hakul, but I have much work to do. Please find me tomorrow and we can talk then.
Fair assessment, my friend. But before we go on any further, I do kind of have to, let's step down here for a minute. I kind of need to do a thing, so give me a few minutes. I'm going to take a bio break. When we come back, we're going to explore a little more of El Dorado and see what else is hidden inside these plateaus. But now's a good time, guys, to get yourself a beverage, a snack, whatever you guys need to enjoy the rest of the stream. Do not go anywhere. I will be right back.
Bucket. Popcorn.
Yes! Alright, up on the board, the word was popcorn. Xylanth, what do you think it could be? Who created the cartoon series The Simpsons? Charles Schultz, Matt Groening, Walt Disney, Tracy Ullman.
I watched enough Simpsons to know that it's B. Matt Groening, final answer.
Well, first off, thank you for correcting me on the pronunciation. And second off, that just got you $4,000.
Yo.
Well, our friend Seahawk's already halfway through a brief bio break. When I come back, we're gonna continue on this main mission into the Golden Hills. Well, there's a good reason why I'm taking a bio break. I haven't heard from you guys in a while. But anyways, with the sun as the well, here we go, Silver! Just as I emptied my bladder. Thank you so much for the hydration. Sip, sip. Tasty. And a good strawberry flavor at best. Guys, I'm actually tempted that after I'm done with these flavor packets, I'm actually tempted to try caffeine-free gamer subs. What do you guys say to that? I want to hear opinions. What is this?
The face on the pedestal with the toothy grin is a coatl. In mythology, it's a feathered serpent, similar to a dragon. See the cavity in its mouth? Coatl is a South American word for gingivitis.
Quetzalcoatl? Question mark? That might just be me. Have to get a test read that got injected in. Have to get a test read that got injected in my arm yesterday. Oh, probably, I'm gonna guess you had some blood work done, Silver. That's not fun, especially if you're, like me, with a family history of, cholesterol problems. Now, there's this one over here that I'm kind of curious about.
Apparently, that section of town isn't allowing visitors. It looks like there once was a balloon ferry system like the one at the other landing, but it seems to be recently removed. I don't think we'll be going over there.
It's either that or the balloons probably just don't come here anymore. Then again, test for tuberculosis, okay. Medical histories can actually call for such tests like that. I can kind of understand where that's coming from. So there's one more place that we need to go, and it's up here. One more way. I wonder. The only other location that we have not visited yet.
Stop where you are!
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Acheo. You cannot visit the shaman today. You should return to your farm. Soon it will be dangerous for you to be here on the Central Mesa.
Is it now? But I guess it was an opportunity for me to guise. Anyways, or at least copy your guys. But anyways.
But sir, why can't I see the shaman?
The shaman is inside the aviary, completing long rituals. He is not to be disturbed.
Dangerous? How come?
There's nothing to worry about, Acheo. As long as you go back home, you will be safe. Enemies are approaching that mean to hurt our people. But the warriors of the wind and flame are ready and will defend our city bravely.
Part of the fire department physical health evaluation. Fair enough. I can understand where you're coming from. Funny enough, I do have a late uncle that used to work for the, if I remember correctly, the town of Shrewsbury, Massachusetts Fire Department, ? So, I might have to ask, one of my cousins who currently lives in New Orleans right now, that's his father, who used to work there. Unfortunately, that man is no longer with us. So, I wish I'd bring him on to ask about it, but unfortunately, the man's busy doing music work. Maybe one day I'll come over there, visit for a Mardi Gras, but unfortunately, with Mardi Gras so early this year, I can't make it. Anyways.
What is a warrior of wind and flame?
A cloud walker, an aviator. Only the strongest of our people can join the warriors of the wind and flame. We call upon the fear of Kulakwa, the fire spirit, and the breath of the air spirit, Kohabota, for the burning air that lifts our balloons into the sky.
Steve, that is a long overdue follow, but thank you so much nonetheless, and welcome on into the Blueberry Barker squad. May he rest in peace. Yeah. The cause was not actually fire department related. It was something worse. I can't say because of privacy reasons. Hopped on medication. I'm hopped up on medication at the moment. I can understand. But I'm doing absolutely fantastic other than sleep deprivation. I mean, I still have enough energy to play this and try to use my brain for once.
Is that your balloon floating at the edge of the cliff?
Yes. It is a cloud piercer. My war balloon. When the time comes, I will use it to join my brothers in the air and fight for our city.
First, the clouds are getting pierced, then tattooed, then joining grunge bands, and in the end, it all leads to smoking.
Oh my god! Arthur!
Well, goodbye, sir.
Farewell, Acheo. Remember what I told you.
Stay safe, you say. I shall remember those words wisely. I do have a few more guises I could try. It will require 2 more guises for me to do. I'm bound by the HIPAA laws. Well, yeah, privacy reasons for everything. If we were to disclose it, yes, we would actually say, but unfortunately, we do not have the liberty of doing so. But for now, let's have a look.
Stop where you are! Haku, are you looking for your son? You should find him quickly and bring him back to your farm. We're expecting trouble to come to our city soon.
Yes.
Have you seen my son today?
I saw him leave the aviary late last night. Then I saw him a little while ago. I cannot remember how long, but he was just here. I told him to go home.
It would be a sauce for him to see the father immediately after the child. I don't think anybody actually would even understand what I'm doing here, or if I'm even here, disguised as the anybody.
What was my son doing here last night?
Archeo was visiting the shaman at the aviary. The shaman has seen very few people lately, but I think the shaman sees an aviator spirit in your son. You should be honored.
So, Steve, the backstory behind the father and son arc in this little time period is that the son actually visits this shaman late at night, and it results in him having morning naps in front of their well at the terrace farm across the plateau. So that's why, apparently it's basically the father wants him to do his damn chores, but the son is lazy.
What do you mean, trouble?
We are expecting enemies to attack us soon. Do not worry. We have flown the war balloons for more than 10 generations. They have always helped us defend our city from attackers. Tomorrow, they will allow us to fly over our enemies and defeat them.
I actually had a procedure done about 2 years ago, was what about killed my plans to go to the very first convention. I mean, that moment will come soon, Silver. It just takes time. You can recover, and you will make it. I will tell you, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Akul. Remember, keep your boy at the farm tonight.
Noted. One last thing. This man.
Stop where you are. Shable, the shaman has not sent for you yet. You should not have left the temple. You have much work to finish.
He doesn't look like he's gonna budge yet. But I have an idea, and I did see something on the way here that I can use.
When will the shaman see me?
I do not know. His rituals sometimes last the entire day. He will see no one until he is ready.
Work? What work?
The great story on the temple. For once I am envious of a man who is not a warrior. You have the honor of transcribing the great story's conclusion. From what I have heard, the shaman is close to seeing its end. I know he will foresee a glorious victory for our people.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Shable.
Well, from the early beginnings of the game, I'm pretty sure that, we know specifically, Appendix nearly killed me a few days after I returned from a trip from Myrtle Beach. Ouch. That has gotta hurt, Silver. That has gotta hurt. We know from playing earlier in the game, earlier in the story, we were here a day after this current time period to see the destruction of El Dorado. And the inevitable fight between the Cerolans and the Clothalis for the Sosiqui legacy. Which, of course, we're about to find out what happened to it. But before we do that, there is something back here that I intentionally missed. And it has to do with this little fern. I have an idea. I have a sneaking idea. I have a very sneaking idea, and he doesn't know I'm back here. I have not done this yet, but there is a perfectly valid reason behind my visit to Shangri-La earlier in the stream. Do you see that knife in my pocket, that scythe? I'm gonna have a little bit of a prank on our balloonist friend here. And it does kind of involve, a little bit of, sneaky work. do without your balloon friend.
Hang around. Hey, let go! You're unraveling my sweater! No matter what time period you live in, traveling coach is always bad. Quick, pull him up to the balloon so we can toss him over the side again. Hey, I bet he feels like he's got the world on a string. Get it? World on a... I'll be quiet now.
This isn't Grace anymore. This isn't the time of... I'm gonna make a correct statement here. I'm gonna make a correct name here. This isn't the time period of Heracles. But it also means we can pass through here instead. Anyways, let me go a little bit of a, little bit of a thing here. I see more balloons. We're gonna have a lot of fun with those later. Oh, hello!
I thought gargoyles were made of stone. This one's made of mean and ugly.
Oh boy. Hi.
What are you doing here? You are supposed to be guarding the balloon landing. Our people are depending on the warriors to defend the village against our enemies. Return to your post!
Sir, hi. Could you tell me what my post was again?
You are supposed to be guarding the aviary in the balloon landing. Stop wasting my time and get back to your vigil.
Who are these enemies?
Our ancient enemies from legend. The Great Winged Brothers return soon. They mean to battle in our village to find the spirit's power. We must be ready to defend our village and our shaman.
Goodbye.
Stay alert, warrior.
Something tells me the shaman had a little bit of a, why do all ancient tribes say great with everything? Well, no idea. No idea. It's something to do with their mythology, I'll say that.
Hold, Jaebul. The shaman sees no one until the rituals are complete. Return to your work.
When will the shaman see me?
The shaman is very busy. He will summon you when he is ready, Jaebul. Until then, go back to your work.
Very well.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Jaebul.
I have, one more guys I can try before I do the penultimate. The key guys that we need to use here.
How cool. The shaman sees no one today. Return to your farm.
So he's not gonna talk to the father, but there is but one more. There is but one more guys we have not used yet on this one. And I have a suspicion that our shaman will see no one other than the one we're in right now, because remember, we learned earlier in this time period that the boy Hacheo was going to see the shaman late at night when all his chores and all of his terrace farming stuff have all concluded. I have a gut feeling that he's a key for this particular interaction. Let's see.
How did you get in here? This is no place for boys. Go back to your farm, Acheul.
Gokwar, stay your hand. Allow the boy in. I have need to speak with him. Don't worry.
I don't think he is armed. Well, Ajeo, have you come to hear a story?
Neppy, hello, how are you? So good to see you. I do have one more thing before you tell me the ultimate story.
Can you tell me about the spirits?
The old teachers. There have been 6. Most only know of the element spirits. Fire, earth, air, and water. But the other 2, they are different.
I have an idea of what they could be, but give me a sec while I hydrate. Sip, sip. Tasty. You know, guys, I might be able to finish this entire time period, this entire stream. Think about it for a minute. This feels like a short time period. And I know for a fact that Shangri-La is going to be long. So we'll need to come back here next time for the conclusion of Journeyman Project 3, but for now, I have a story to continue with El Dorado.
Please speak of the 4 element spirits.
They used to live among us long ago. They showed us how to master our land with knowledge. They showed us how to bring water to the plateaus and make wells. They showed us how to harness fire and air to fly into the skies. And then they left.
Where did the spirits go?
They went to the dream place. They still speak to me during the ritual of seeing.
So basically, again, it's talking about the elemental spirits. Earth, fire, water, and air. We're going to be needing these key elements as we go on in this time period. But anyways, what about those other 2?
Tell me about the 2 other spirits.
Most would find this difficult. But I think that you would understand it, Ajeo. The 2 other spirits are time and space. Time consumes all. Space encompasses all. Together, they are all. They show me the dreams of what was and what is to come in the ritual of seeing.
Okay, so I told you all. Okay, so remember in the scribe's lair, the little mural of the story where the first shaman buried the totem? That totem, I have a theory that totem is the Sosikwi legacy and the gift of time to the people of El Dorado. Anyways.
What is the ritual of seeing?
When I ride my holy balloon over the Pampas, the spirits show me a place that no other eyes can look upon. The dream place. I see the ancient lines traced by our forefathers, moving across the plains like snakes, until I see images of yesterday and tomorrow.
Steve, you'll actually notice that that user by the name of Drunken Pepsi, I'll give you a little thing. I call him something different because that is somebody that I've known for a long time during my YouTube days when I was doing Let's Plays. That is a former, I don't know if still doing it, but a YouTuber by the name of Eternal Neptuna.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Silver, thank you so much for the hydration, sip sip. Tasty. I'll be fair, Nepia, it has been a long while since we've actually collabed together. I do need to get back to you at some point about that. Even if it is just a stream. But anyways, this is the reason why we're here.
Tell me the story.
Long before you and I, time and space begot the 4 element spirits. Together, they bore many children, including twin brothers. 2 great birds, who each founded mighty tribes. When the spirits disappeared from the world, brothers fought across many lands for the right to inherit a totem that held the secrets of the spirits. Fearing that the brothers would abuse the totem's power, the watchful spirits asked a young man in a village to help them.
Thank you for the stretchy, Steve. I could actually feel my back crack in that moment. Anyways, Arthur, your thoughts?
Whoa. Talk about deja vu. Doesn't this sound eerily familiar? Talk about deja vu. Doesn't this sound... Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Okay, he's talking about the fact that we saw the mural earlier. Anyways.
Why did the brothers fight?
They would not share in the inheritance of their elders, both arrogantly believing the other to be unworthy of claiming the totem.
Yeah, Arthur is also talking about familiarity because, again, the beginning of the game, Destroyed El Dorado was one of the first time periods we went to, and at the end, after retrieving the time code, we did witness a battle between Sir Roland's ships and Aquoth the Lost ship. This is the Winged Brothers he's talking about here. But apparently, religion kind of prevents him from seeing it other than Winged Brothers.
Who was this young man?
He was the first shaman. Before the brothers came to the village, the spirits of time and space broke the totem into 3 pieces and gave the shaman one of them to go and hide. Knowing the brothers' power, the shaman pleaded with the element spirits for guidance.
Where are the pieces?
One was given to the young man, the first shaman of our people, to hide. The other 2, scattered by the spirits of time and space.
We have one of those pieces, obviously not known to the shaman. Unfortunately, much of the history of the immediate area is only known to him, apparently. Those gifts, those other 2 gifts, the one of life from Atlantis and the other one given to Shangri-La, which we don't know yet, apparently, yeah, that's something he doesn't know about. The spirits never told him about that. Anyways.
Did the spirits guide the young man?
Yes. Colaqua and Cohabota, the spirits of fire and air, heard the shaman's cry and whisked him into the clouds. While high above his village, he saw the perfect hiding place, so he went there and concealed the totem. He asked all of the elements to guard it, and they have ever since. This happened many generations ago, and yet, there is still more.
Still more indeed. Now, before we, actually, let's see this
Where was the hiding
first.
place?
Somewhere near the temple, concealed by 2 elements and guarded by the rest.
And when we talk about temple here, our shaman here is referring to the temple where the scribe is transcribing in picture the ending to the story, which we may end up hearing about here. But before we do that, though, we still have one more key point about the story.
What is this totem?
It is an object that contains a great knowledge of the spirits. It is meant for all of their children, when all are grown and ready.
Why does this sound eerily familiar? At the end of Atlantis, Saros, our Elliot Sinclair, told us the Gaelith of Atlantis was meant for all. Now our shaman is telling us that this totem is meant for all. I'm sensing familiarity here, and I have a feeling that our legacy is hidden beneath this temple.
Tell me the rest of the story.
brothers never found the totem. I left to search for it far away. Ever since, the shaman of each generation has dreamed of the brothers' return. But I have seen a new dream of the story's end and of another young man.
Another young man?
Who is the young man?
You, Achael. There is something special about you. You have a destiny. You must save the totem from destruction, for it has a great purpose. You will finish the story. Remember what I have told you. Call upon the spirits. They will help you as they did the first shaman. You will also need the talisman that I gave you. You will know what to do with it. Do you still have it?
I must have left it back at the farm.
You must go home and get it immediately. It is important. Quickly!
And unfortunately, something we already know that this man is about to tell us.
What is the ending?
Our city dies. Our warriors all perish in battle. Valiantly. The brothers spare nothing. Only a young man will survive. The one who will save the totem.
Now this is eerily familiar if we remember going back to the very beginning of the game when we got to this destroyed city the day after the current time period we're in now. Anyways.
Goodbye, shaman.
May the spirits watch you today.
I do kind of sense a little bit of a glaring stare from that guardian. Anyways, the reason why I'm going back is quite simple. I could theoretically continue up the shaman's lair. However, there is one thing I need to get. Our shaman mentioned something about a talisman that the boy has. We kind of need it. But before we do, I have a little fun I'm gonna make. I have a little fun I want to make.
Kolquar. I wish I had time to talk with you, my friend, but I still have much of the great story to finish, and there was so little time left.
What part of the great story are you chronicling?
I am depicting the return of the brothers. The shaman will soon tell me whether we survive their fury, and then I will finish the story.
Ah, but I know already what happens. I won't tell this guy, though. It's kind of a spoiler.
How much time do you have left?
The old prophecy is right. Tomorrow we see the battle of the great story unfold. The history must be chronicled before then.
I see.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, my friend. Come find me tomorrow when I am not so busy.
I would hope so, if you survive, of course.
Shaman Ualqua, is the ritual complete? Can you finish the story?
Oh, be careful here, Gage. This could be tricky. We don't want to change things.
This is fun, because I can actually just say,
No, the ritual is not done. I must go back to finish it now.
That is fine, Shaman. I have ample work.
But I could also follow up with...
I have seen only pieces. There is still more to see. How is your work coming?
I will be honest. I still have much work to do. I have little gold leaf remaining. None of the aviators can be spared to help in my work. People keep distracting me. Oh, my apologies, Shaman. You do not need to hear such things. I promise you, the chronicling will be done.
I am really sorry for your distractions, but you must go back to your work.
Goodbye.
My shaman, may the spirits guard you.
Anyways. I do have another place to go, though, and that unfortunately means going back to the terrace farm. But also as a very important figure in this little city, if you will. Because we're gonna need this man as a key figure in this story. Anyways. How you guys doing in chat? I don't think I've heard much. Anyways, laying down? That's fair, that's fair. A good, nice little, rest wouldn't hurt. I mean, I've taken too many of those in my lifetime. Anyways. Hello, sir.
Shaman, you honor me. Your presence convinces the Earth Spirit Owalpa to bless my crops. I assume this visit concerns my son.
What gift are you talking about?
The beautiful talisman you gave him. Acheo is always talking about it. When I first saw it, it looked so real. I thought that you had actually given him a true ritual relic. He cherishes it, and he wears it every day.
You know what's...
Because of your attention and guidance, I know he will grow up to be a leader of our people.
You know what's funny? I kind of just showed a discontinuity here, because I should have started with this.
Tell me about your son.
Shaman, you know that Acheo lost his mother in the wintering. He is a strong boy, but the pain, it struck him deeply. He was withdrawn for a long time. Besides me, you seem to be his only friend now. I appreciate the time you spend with him, and the gift was very generous.
Is that why the son has been visiting... Is that why Acheo has been visiting the shaman so late at night? To feel that compassion that he lost from losing a family member. I'm sure those of you that have lost parents, I know my roommate at FWA 2023, Cosma G-Shep, I'm sure he felt the pain in a way. But those of you that do have lost family members, I'm sure you have some sort of relation in this community. And I feel sympathy for you. May your loved ones rest in peace.
I can see that you have much to do. I'll let you return to your work.
Thank you, Shaman, for coming. And when you speak to the Earth Spirit Owalpa, thank her for the abundant harvest.
Very well, sir. Honestly, with the ritual of seeing, I doubt the shaman actually does take time to visit the terrace farms. Then again, this is only the day before the inevitable destruction of El Dorado anyways, so there's that.
My boy, wake up!
Shaman, I had the dream you spoke of. I saw everything you said I would see.
I'm sorry?
Interesting. Tell me about your dreams.
I was in your balloon, rushing into the air, and I can see the whole city. The lines on the pampas moved and formed pictures, animals, and people. And I can hear many other shamans talking to me. They told me to look to the temple.
They did they?
What did you see on the temple?
I saw the faces of the spirits. They said that they knew where the totem was. Then I woke up from the dream.
The temple, you say? I do have one thing that I, do need from you.
Do you still have the talisman I gave you?
Why? Do you want the talisman? You gave it to me.
Okay. This is a crucial moment here, guys. And I'm gonna ask you guys one thing. What do we say here? Which response do we say here? First person to say something gets it. This is a crucial moment, guys. Okay, I'll take it.
Mine broke. Can I have yours?
Oh, of course, my shaman.
I'm gonna give you a real honest truth here, guys. It does not matter what the response was, he still gives it to you anyways.
The talisman is very ornate. It's shaped like a feathered dragon serpent, the Kuatl. One more trip to 7-Eleven and I'll have the whole set.
Again, I must ask. Quetzalcoatl?
Goodbye.
Thank you for visiting me, shaman. I can't wait to hear more stories later.
I don't even need to look back. He's just gonna go back to sleep anyways. I'll say now that that's the last conversation we'll even have in this time period, because our destination is so close. The only thing we need now is back near the temple. Or at least, we'll see later why we'll need much of that plateau later. But for now, back to the side of the temple, I do have one thing I gotta do. And I'm going to take a moment now, actually, to go back inside the temple, because there's something I do want to bring up, and it relates to the great story that the scribe is actually bringing up here. Because now we know a little bit about this part of the story. That the young boy actually, in some way, well, we'll see how. Obviously, because the gift of time, they foreshadowed it. He finds, through the help of the aviating balloons, obviously from this little image here, the little path leading to the balloon, flying the balloon and seeing the pampas, as Hacheo described, he could see the lines and see some things across the plateau, including the four spirits of the elements at the temple, describing where the totem was. And as we saw, it's a little pool buried deep inside.
The pictograms on this mural speak of the conclusion of the great story. Many generations after the first, the talisman is very ornate. It's shaped like a feathered dragon serpent, the Kuatl. One more trip to 7-Eleven and I'll have the whole set.
Yeah, I kind of need to do that. Anyways, so it's a matter of the young boy who the shaman describes as Hacheo retrieving what the first shaman over here buried in this very temple. And for those that haven't seen it yet, I'll just show it now. Is down here. This very pool we'll be needing later. So my ideas are already on me, but let me go back here first and do a little thing, because we're gonna definitely need something. And for that, we're going back this way, to this side of the temple, because if we remember correctly from that little Kuatl hole over here by this little pool, I suspect that our talisman that we've retrieved from the boy might have a key to this. And it does. Because as you can see, the water has cleared the way for us. I suspect that these are the first. I suspect that that's the result of the first spirit. He called upon Earth to. He called upon the spirit of. Well, first off, this is one of those spirits, the spirit of water.
He's single, he time travels, he parts water. Ladies and gentlemen, Gage Blackwood.
Arthur, I'm pretty sure Gage Blackwood is not, Hold on, who's the biblical figure that parted the Red Sea? I'm trying to remember. Moses, right? Thank you, Xylanth. I just said it before you posted it. Thank you.
Gage, we found it! The actual birthplace of Pez!
Oh my god, Arthur. What the fuck? Anyways.
I recognize some of these heads from the wall depicting the great story inside the top of the temple. The story on the wall referred to them as the element spirits. 24 ugly heads on the wall, 24 ugly heads. If one of those heads should happen to fall, 23 ugly heads on the wall.
Ugh. We're not singing 99 bottles of beer, Arthur. I know that because of the movie Prince of Egypt. Yeah, that one gave a lot of kids a history lesson.
I think what we have here is a primitive version of the popular arcade game Whack-A-Mole.
That's not what I see.
Yes. This art piece says so much to me. It's as if the heads were yelling out, hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, but the other 21 of us are gonna have fun. Hey, Gage, this is just like your tub, only you have the Muppet baby heads.
Excuse me?
At what point do you think they turned to the pool contractor and said, okay, enough with the heads already? I know it's overkill on
I think I know what word we're talking about here,
But I'll take this over the little peeing cherub boy any day.
Okay, I need to repeat that because I overtalked, but as I was saying, I understand what we're going for here, Xylanth. But then Arthur said,
I know it's overkill on the whole head thing, but I'll take this over the little peeing cherub boy any day.
Excuse me?
Well, I guess we're headed in the right direction. Ow! How did you find my groin, Gage?
Hold on. Can we throw tomatoes at the robot? I just did something. Okay, hang on. Xylanth, I got even better. I'm gonna repeat that, and I'm gonna try to time something. Get your clips ready.
Well, I guess we're headed in the right direction. Ow! How did you find my groin, Gage?
Okay, that was mistimed. I got it better. Get your clips ready.
Well, I guess we're headed in the right direction. Ow! How did you find my groin, Gage?
No! I fucked that up. Last take, I promise. Get your clips ready, guys.
Well, I guess we're headed in the right direction. Ow! How did you find my groin, Gage?
That's the one! Clip it! Anyways. I wonder what the heads do. If I touch...
Hey, the eyes glow. Normally, only your eyes can light up a room, Gage.
Now, how about, if I touch another one?
Only one set of eyes glow at a time. I don't mean to play on your innate paranoia, Gage, but I think they're mocking you.
Let's have that one in for now. I want to see something here. Gonna try to get some sleep. Steve, you have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for stopping on by. Please take care of yourself. Okay, so this pool, I have a suspicion that there's some sort of puzzle inside it, but we're gonna need a later hint to this. We don't have that hint yet. So for now, I'm gonna take this talisman, re-raise the water, obviously, because... Did you guys notice that visual glitch? Anyways, re-raise the water. And... I must be going. Because I've got one more thing we have not visited yet, and that's back at the shaman's abode. Not necessarily inside his abode, but further outside, if you think about it. And yes, I'm deliberately holding on to the mouse. How far can this go? I doubt that's the longest walk you can take in this game. Someone can correct me in the comments if need be. But I have a feeling Shangri-La is going to have longer. Somewhere in that time period. Anyways. This must be the shaman's balloon. I wonder. The story said something about the boy using the elemental spirits to his advantage. Here, this must be the combination of air and earth doing the work, because we're using the balloon to see the Nazca lines of the Pampas. The Shangri-La is sung of the ancient bards and St. Clown. Oh my god! Anyways. Oh my goodness.
Says, I'm sorry, but that painting just sucks. But this time, instead of getting mad, I just walk away, as if saying, girlfriend, don't even go there. So then he says, Gage, have you been listening to a word I've said?
So those images we've seen, it's basically, those of that played the first two Journeyman Project games may recognize some of those images. And I have a feeling that some of those images will be recognizable to those that have played Journeyman Project 1 and 2. but 3, I recognize some of those as the destruction of Atlantis, Shangri-La, El Dorado, and I think the additional bit refers to the invasion of the Quothal Lost, or the little time code symbol there. But anyways.
From this view, we can pretty much see everything. But I can give some telescopic help if you'd like to sightsee a little better. I hope you brought quarters.
I'm sure we'll figure it out as we go, but we'll be needing some more help from Arthur later on. Anyways, let's have a look at the Nazca lines here, shall we?
Those Nazca-like lines must represent different times in history. I assume you saw something in those lines while you were daydreaming. It's incredible that they use such a sweeping landscape as their book of history.
So, interpretation. You guys can barely, I'm sure you guys can barely see it, but windmill to represent the windmill of Atlantis. The all-seeing eyes to represent, well, as we saw the destroyed temple of Shangri-La in those visions. This must be the powers that we saw in, for those, I think that this is something from German Project 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, those, JP fans. I believe this must be a reference to something in Journeyman Project 2. And then this, you definitely saw the ships of the Quothal Lost materializing in Symbiotry space. Basically, that's somehow a symbol related. I would have to look further into those to have some form of indication. But that's my Ninja Bob's like I done this. Good night, Silver. You have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please take care of yourself. I'll have to do further research. I have not played Projects 1 and 2. Someone who has played those games may be able to spoil me at this point. But anyways. So, this image of the Nazca lines.
Gage! See the 2 birds poised over the arrow-shaped pool? Those birds must represent the brothers. They're fighting over the pool.
It's an indication here to say the 2 brothers somehow already had the knowledge and somehow knew that this pool held a secret. We were here earlier. Anyways. Hold up! I'll let the ad play, but for those that are watching right now, I have a gut feeling that this might be our only clue. Let me just take a brief note of the heads here. Tunnel head is number 3. Robot head at 1. Bear's head at 2. That head at 1. Lucky me, I have my phone here. I'll go ahead and take a brief snapshot and try to just click. Thank you, note-taking. Welcome back, those of you that were still in ads. I do want to bring up something that this is a new discovery. Remember in the story that Hacheo used the elements of air, earth, water, and fire to his advantage through the story. What we're seeing right now is Hacheo using the elements of air and earth to identify the location of the totem where the first shaman buried it, hidden deep inside the temple. Going back to the temple, we saw a hole that showed a little pool. We're going to need that later on. But as far as I see, these heads are telling me something. And I'll have to go back to the Arrowhead Pool for that specific thing. But anyways, now that we're done with that, I must head back down. Thank you, Air and Earth. You have been a tremendous help.
Emotional damage!
Slushy, how are you doing? So good to see you. Thank you so much for the posture check. Negative so I can do this! It might just be me as well, but I actually think... Okay, so... Yeah. I'm gonna point out the comment. I did miss a comment from Arthur here. I believe, if I remember correctly from playing this before, that the comment described the fact that what I just did was his comment. That this was kind of a thing I could strike using some sort of sharp object. Because this little balloon uses a flint piece to power the balloon. The element of fire was needed here.
Hydrate, you bastard!
Striking, as the cavemen used to do, striking two objects, they discovered fire. Slushy, thank you so much for the hydration, Sip Sip. Tasty. And even the balloonists here in El Dorado actually used the element of fire to their advantage with their balloons. Basically, inventing the hot air balloon possibly centuries before their time. Anyways, with our work with Air and Earth done, I must return to the pool. I will tell you right now, our venture with the element of air is done. We still need the element of earth to help us. We still have, we have seen the element of water in the form of the Arrowhead Pool, but we have yet to see the element of fire. We'll be needing that later. Although the element of fire did help us to get to the air, so that is technically an encounter. I just wonder what kind of thing we'll be encountering later. Did you see the trailer for the Netflix's live-action Avatar: Last Airbender? No, I have not. If I remember correctly, with stuff like Netflix and live-action stuff, I would imagine that IGN... I've seen some IGN videos on it. I do want to go in tonight in my watch later and actually look at that. So yes, it is kind of exciting that Netflix is adapting anime into live action. It is nice. So now that we know all this, back to our talisman. The water has parted, at least for us. Excuse me for a minute, I need to, I'm feeling a tickle. You guys didn't hear that. You guys didn't hear that. So, trailer is very screen accurate to the original Nickelodeon cartoon. Ah, yes. Anyways, back to these heads. Now, on the roof of the temple, we saw the elements of... We saw the, elements of... Don't allow, please. I don't want my music to curate my photos. Please. Is this AI doing its work again? I swear to God, Apple, what are you doing? Anyways. It's funny that I have this particular head lit up, because that's actually the correct head that we have on here. So, the roof of the temple had the heads of the 4 elemental spirits. I had a suspicion that these are the heads we are meant to press in this pool. We already have this head pressed first, which is a good sign that we're on the right track. Now I just need the other 3 heads pressed. First over here, with these 2 particular sets. With this one, I could just press this one as a little haha funny joke, but really, the head we want to press here is this one. Then, we go over here, and another head needs to be pressed. This koala-like creature. And the last head we need to press is all the way back here at the entrance, where we end up with the monster head. It's this one, isn't it?
That seemed to do the trick. Sounds like we opened a door nearby.
Oh! Okay then. That's something. I wonder what's in here. Oh boy, I'm starting to feel something. Oh boy.
A pessimist might view a wall of fire popping up in front of them as a minor setback. But you, Gage, you're a rock. Stop crying. We can get through this.
Shall we? I wonder. Let's go! Uh-oh.
Cinnamon! No, Gage, your eyebrow's on fire.
Oh boy. Hail in the Series comes out next month. Is that... I don't know that one. I'll have to look it up. Anyways.
I'm allergic to flame.
Arthur, you're weird. Anyways, I need to keep trying to see what happens, because when I'm starting to feel something here, but when you have stuff like this where you can exhaust lines of dialogue like this, you can't feel the temptation but to keep going to see what else you can do. I once tried doing this with a couple of the NPCs here in Atlantis and El Dorado, and soon enough Shangri-La. There is that temptation, but I'm gonna keep doing it here just to see how much of Arthur's commentary we can have.
Gage, don't walk into the wall of fire again. If you ruin the paint job on this jumpsuit, the warranty is forfeit. Gage, do you know why animals have a natural fear of fire? 'Cause it hurts!
Ha! Funny, you should say that.
We've already faced earth, wind, and fire. Now headlining the show, blood, sweat, and tears!
What goes up must come down. A spinning wheel, turn around.
I don't remember the rest.
Someone remind me, please. My old knowledge of this kind of music is, passing me at this point. Anyways, my idea is this. Before I touch anything here, I must ask chat. We have a wall of fire blocking our path to what could be our ultimate goal. How do you combat fire? Especially in the modern day, how do you combat fire? If you remember your Pokemon, you had the rotation of the 3 first starter types of grass, fire, and water. If you remember from Pokemon, in that circle, we would know that fire is weak to what? That is my hint. And that is my hint to how do you combat this wall of fire. Since nobody's answering in chat, I'll just say it right now. You notice how with the talisman in the Coatl Tooth, right? We can see that the pool, this arrowhead pool, parted the water for us. We have the earth door open with the wall of fire still in it. Now, knowing what happens, is it really going to combat our obstacle right now? Is it going to be the key to finding our missing piece? Only one way to find out, and that is to remove this talisman. And in 3, 2, 1...
Bravo, Gage! That should be the last of the Element Guardians. Now let's search the rest of this temple.
So to beat this puzzle, you have to part the sea while singing a pop ballad about faith or something. I don't know about the pop ballad part, but I think I have an idea that we just solved this. Something appeared in front of us. We'll have a little word about these in a bit, but I am gonna need to actually look into this as we go. But I'm gonna go clockwise here.
I'll translate that large grouping of pictograms on the pillar. Ever since the spirit teachers first gave our shamans the gift of the dream seeing, our people have been entrusted with recording stories that have passed and stories that will come. We have seen that the wrath of the brothers spans across many generations.
Many generations. Atlantis. We just saw this.
The city of Earth and Water was the first city that the spirits visited. They taught them the power of life and healing, but their city was consumed by the brothers in a battle of fire and wind.
Earth and water. That's the elements Atlantis gave us. Of course, the destruction of Atlantis is what that's talking about. As we continue on the path.
One terrible day in the shadows of tomorrow, the brothers will come to find the totem that will allow them to see time as our shamans do. They will destroy our city, but our culture, our stories, and our totem will be saved by a brave warrior.
And that's referring to this very moment here. But anyways.
One terrible day in the shadows of tomorrow, the brothers will come to find the totem that will allow them to see time as our shamans do. They will destroy our city, but our culture, our stories, and our totem will be saved by a brave warrior. One day in the shadows of tomorrow, a distant mountain city will be visited by the spirits. Because of their focus, their solemn priests were taught the power of matter. After learning from the all-powerful spirits, these holy men could change the elements. Then the brothers came, demanding the power of matter, and another tribe was destroyed.
So this is talking about Shangri-La, and now we know the other element of matter, the power of we'll learn the specific we'll learn that specific key word that will be discussed heavily in the Shangri-La time period. It's just not in my liberty to say right now. We'll see it as we go, but there is but one more piece of the puzzle.
Far, far into tomorrow, more years than can be counted by generations, the brothers will return for a final battle when all of the totems are brought together. Our shamans have seen many murky dreams about this coming conflict. Although the outcome is uncertain, the fate of the world will be decided.
And that refers to our current adventure right now. We are traveling through time to seek this so-called Gaelith, totem, and whatever the people of Shangri-La call the legacy. All that's left to do, this little pool down here has a little thing. We need to retrieve it. Touch.
That must be the artifact! Hurry and grab it, Gage, and I'll jump us back to TSA.
And with that, another piece has been collected. Fare thee well, El Dorado. Our visit was short-lived, but we learned a lot. Thank you.
Excellent work, Gage. While you were gone, Dalton and Michelle discovered something remarkable about the first artifact.
We concentrated our efforts on the overlapping symbols covering the artifact. With a little luck, we found formulae beneath several layers of inscriptions.
And this is the remarkable part. The formulae details the physics necessary for time travel. The very same physics that powers our own jumpsuits.
So the secret of time travel was purposely hidden in our past? Dr. Sinclair invents that same technology centuries later.
Dear Lord, what is this thing?
Quothalas have entered the Earth system?
Nothing has deterred them. They've ignored the Cyrolan ambassador's plea for peace talks. The symbiotry appears powerless. It looks like it's all up to us.
I'll find the last artifact.
Friends, we have but one more adventure to visit, or at least one more time period to visit, back at Shangri-La. I'll time jump there now as a suspense builder, because I don't want to stay in the TSA for long. And at this point, I'm surprised Save Stupid has not been used, because I can easily just hit the save button now and head out. With that, friends, excuse me. Can we not use the snap feature on my computer, please, with iTunes? Thank you very much. With that, That was a good use of a temporary move of my activity feed. Thank you, OBS, for that freedom. Friends, that is it for tonight's stream. Thank you all so much for coming on in. You guys are so heckin' sweet, so heckin' fresh. I could not have asked for a better audience like yourselves. Stick around, everybody. We're going to send you off on a little raid. But before we do, Wall of Love coming on in. Crimson the Protogen coming on in with the raid. Blue Bottle Flyer, Spyro 1209, and Steve Dave. All with those follows. Thank you guys so much for being your awesome selves, you heckin' sweet beans. I'll be back tomorrow. You're going to like the game that I'm going to be playing tomorrow, guys. Because this game has a very interesting title. And I shall read that title out to you in full right now. Yeah, you want those games, right? So here you go. Now, let's see you clear them. I wonder what the title's talking about. But let's find ourselves a raid target. Where shall we go? I might have a few ideas up my sleeve. But I'm going to start with someone small. I think I might have a few ideas. I got it. I got it. Friends, I may as well. But at the same time, it's also coincidental that we're going to do this because he's also celebrating his affiliate anniversary. I want to celebrate with him. So guys, let's go ahead and give our wonderful love to the wonderfully awesome Mr. Pathfinder, currently playing VR chat. There is the raid message for you all. Please go ahead and copy, including love emotes. But if you don't have my love emotes, go ahead and just copy the all caps and include your own love emotes. Make sure you only have the all caps and love emotes of your choice and nothing else. But if you still want to use my love emotes anyways and are not subscribed, go ahead and unlock what channel points down below. The redeem is called Choose an Emote to Unlock. Once unlocked, it is yours for 24 hours. I think I found my new script. On that note, guys, make sure you guys go ahead and give Mr. Pathfinder the amazing Blueberry Barker love that you guys give me every single stream. I love you guys so fucking much. You guys are fucking amazing. Keep being your awesome selves. And I shall see you guys tomorrow for those games. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one and one more for the road. Come on, Delta! Just at the very end, too! Okay, I'll include you guys in this raid. Delta, thank you for coming on in. Oh well. Yeah, how was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3? I'll try and get you your shout out next stream, okay? But yeah, let's go give Pathfinder love!